What's the problem?
Not much. Alright, let me just go ahead and get some word out that I'm streaming, even though they should probably get that notification though already.
Remember, beware the Hello Kitty girls.
And we are live, ladies and gentlemen, even though it's been a minute of random silence and laughter. Welcome to the very first shot of DracoHeart's Ninja Podcast. Now, it's your lovely host, DK Soryu, which is obviously short for Dragon King, as everyone noticed me for that. And we got a lovely co-host, the one and only, Rainy Naruke. Rainy?
I was not expecting that to be the title you would go with, but whatever. We're gonna roll.
It's all good. Alright. Well, as y'all can obviously see, I'm on Storm 4. I don't know about Rainy here, but I'm on Storm 4. Now, as you can possibly see at the screen below, the topic is about Storm Connection. There's already been some leaks and everything about it, and they also did some terrible announcements. Especially when they try to operate with the trailers and all that, which was obviously very terrible, I'm not gonna lie. So, with that being said, I'm just gonna let y'all know that there will be pros and cons about this from both sides, both opinions, different point of view. I personally thought Storm Connection was nothing but a copy and paste of Storm 4, except the only thing different is that they're adding just 2 brand new characters, which is Ashura and Indra, which personally, in my opinion, I think they should have been in Storm 4 to begin with, or at least Storm 3. No. Wait, hold on. Storm 3 is at the war arc when Obito summoned all the...
Storm 3 is the beginning of the war.
Right.
All the way up to, I think, Naruto versus Obito.
I believe so.
That last Naruto versus Obito fight in Storm 3 didn't actually happen.
Right. It was more like a cliffhanger at that point.
Yeah, that was like after Naruto fought all the tailed beasts solo.
Yeah. What in the world? What is up, Joshua? But, other than that, I honestly don't know about Connection because of how they, present it to us in a way. But what's your thought on that, Rainy?
I feel like Connections is gonna be like how, Revolutions was.
Right. And what makes you say that, in a way?
Well, because, in, the trailers, I think they said, it's gonna, I don't think it's gonna be a complete retelling of the Storm series. But, I think they're going to, make a new story or whatever mixed in with the stuff we already know about.
Right. Well, Jotron, if you can see at the bottom of my screen, that's literally right there. It says topic, discussions, and all that. But other than that, we're talking about Naruto Storm Connections. There is no release date of the game yet, but a lot of information has already been shown. Even though half of it was kind of half-assed and shown poorly in a way. But
all we know is that it's coming out this year.
Pretty much. All we know, as Rainy said, is coming out this year. But we just don't know exactly when. Personally, I don't know. Like, when it comes to pros and cons of this game, it's just how different people see it in a way. Because, personally, when it comes to stuff like this, I have to be honest, even though it might be difficult for me to say this as of right now, from all the Storm franchise from the beginning till now, don't you think it kinda is, in a way, a copy and paste? Like, sure, they can easily program, do the animation, and do all that stuff, you know, before publishing the game. They gotta obviously clean some details in and out. But at the same time, it's the same character throughout every game. It makes them work less.
I don't think they're gonna put in all the fights. I think they're only gonna put in like the iconic fights, and kind of like, you know, skips over some fights by doing what they did with Storm 4. Instead of putting in like actual cutscenes, they just put like little picture clips from the anime and with a little bit of voice lines over it.
Yeah. I kind of wish they bring back some mechanics back in, or at least try to improvise certain other mechanics that were in different games that we are basically, we heard of, but I played it before. Have you ever played that Naruto game for the Xbox, or heard of it? It was like something Lost Bond, and then you get to like roam around and do something like that.
Never played it, but I feel they tried to do that with the first Storm game.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is that you could only explore around the Leaf Village.
Right. And like, at this point in time, how they gave us the Boruto tale and the story mode, I'm pretty sure everything should have been in one instead of separated this time, hopefully. But like you said, there's gonna be something about them only showing the iconic fights that was really important or something. But I personally hope they animated the whole thing instead of giving us scenes from the anime and then voice line over it. Like, to me, that's kind of lazy, even though it's okay. It's alright for me. To be honest, I don't really care. I'm just going to enjoy the game regardless. I just hope Storm Connection doesn't end up like a broken, immediate cash grab like Jump Force was. But that was just my opinion. Like, don't get me wrong, Jump Force was fun and all. Even though, like, half of the characters in there should have been in the game already. But, you know, some company wants to make some money and it's all what they want to do and how they want to do it. But that's how it is. But you know what, though?
In my personal opinion, J-Stars is better than Jump Force.
I couldn't said that any way better than that. Yes, I honestly, humbly agree. J-Stars was obviously amazing. Now, I don't think there will be loot boxes in Connection due to the new law and stuff, and what I've been heard of researching.
Well, they never had loot boxes in the Storm series. But
right.
What I do think they're going to do is they're going to use the bingo book.
Yeah.
Like they did in Storm 3 and 4.
I feel like that's going to happen, as always, but in the end, All we know is that all the characters from Storm 4, including the DLC characters, will be added to Storm Connection. And that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean, that's to be expected.
I don't think there will be packs in there as well, but like, here, I'll even
The only stuff that they did for DLC was like skins.
pretty much. When it comes to like DLC or like in-game purchases and stuff, as you can see, there's General Store, Bandai, matching voices, Ninja Inku card, titles, Inku card skin, substitution item, and finished cut and image. Now, when I'm in this collection right here, right now, all I can tell you, this is literally all you can buy with in-game currencies and in-game items, from the bingo book and everything. All the iconic anime scenery and cutscene and so much more of this stuff from all the movies and the fillers and
Think
episodes.
about it. The only time a DLC in the Storm series actually meant anything was in Storm 4, where they did more than just skins. They actually gave us like little side stories that were actually based off of novels.
Yeah.
Like The Trail of Gale, that was a novel that was written about Shikamaru.
Right.
And The Trail of Gale, that was about Naruto, but I think that was a game original. But they had like the other little side story stuff. Those were actually written from the novels of like what the characters did after the war.
Right.
So, and on top of that, they also gave us like new Team Ultimates. That's what they did. New Team Ultimates.
That we have
They
to
gave
pay
us
for, yeah.
Yeah, they gave us that in Storm 4. That was, and 2 new characters. So, Storm 4, I think, was the first game where we had to buy characters with DLC.
Pretty much. I honestly like that.
Actually, no,
I don't
that's not
mind
true.
that.
Storm 3 was the first time.
Pretty much, yeah.
Sage Kabuto. But he was the only one.
Yeah, pretty much. He was the only one. But yeah,
But
obviously
then-
cosmetics might be viable and everything, but that's not the main point as of right now. The main point is whether or not we should accept how the game will be given to us or not accept it. Because at this point, like I said earlier, this might be just a simple copy and paste where they'll just give us everything in Storm 4 and shift it over to Connection and just add a lot of new other things, and that's about it. And then they'll continue to add more new things.
Oh, that's definitely what they're going to do.
Most
You're
likely.
forgetting this is Bandai Namco, one of the laziest gaming companies known to man. I mean, look at what they did with the Demon Slayer game they put out.
Yeah, honestly, like, I don't know, when it comes to Bandai Namco and their games, especially for Demon Slayer, Hinokami Chronicles, don't get me wrong, I kinda like the game despite the mechanics of how the game works. It is nothing similar to Storm 4 at all. I don't know why people are comparing it, maybe it's because of the graphics, but honestly,
For me, I think it's similar to Storm 4 because of the game controls.
but that's what I
Like
was
the-
just
the
explaining
fighting
though.
controls.
How is
But,
it similar?
The fighting controls, like, they just feel real familiar.
I'm gonna respect you for your opinion, as of everyone are entitled to their own. But for me personally, it just doesn't feel the same. But the only thing I do like about it is the fact that we have a limit of how long we can ascend our combos for. That I do like about that in Hinokami Chronicles. for sure.
But that still doesn't prevent the unlimited combos. People are still able to do that.
Yeah, pretty much, including myself with Rengoku, aka Fire Donut Boy. But yeah. Other than that, I just hope they don't follow Shinobi Striker's route by adding random characters and whatnot, whether they're young or adult or preteen or whatsoever. Because
Well,
let's be honest, PTS Tamari was a waste of money and DLC spot. It could have been somebody
well,
else.
the thing is, the last DLC, the characters that they released, there was a theme to it, and the theme was legacy. I'm not sure how Tamari fits into that, but okay. But I can see how Baryon Mode Naruto fits into that because, it's Naruto, he has a legacy.
Right.
And the same thing with Kaoki. Kaoki fits into the legacy because, he's a Boruto character, and Boruto is basically just about the legacy of Naruto, but, it focuses on his son.
Right.
And, Boruto is the legacy of Naruto because that's his son. He's his heir. Well, I can't really say heir because, Naruto didn't really live.
Right.
Well, you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. But, just honestly, though, despite all the game Bandai's been giving to us for, years upon years, and the gaming groups that have been working under them years upon years, I just honestly hope Cyber Connection 2 can do better. They can hopefully thrive better, because Alright, neighbor, revving up that engine is
See, the crazy thing about CyberConnect is when it comes to fighting games, they do fighting games like shit. But if it's like a different anything other from a fighting game, they do everything right. Well, I can't say everything right, but they do it a whole lot better than when they do their fighting games.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, what would be your honest opinion that somewhat will probably go to a disagreement in a way of Storm Connection in your personal point of view, the pros and cons of it? I want to hear it.
Oh, well, pros is, more characters, which means more possibilities, more team possibilities, more combinations and stuff. And, people will be able to see characters in a different way than how they're usually portrayed. And the cons is, since it's CyberConnect, it's pretty much going to be feeling just like the previous Storm games, but, not with too much difference.
Right.
But, but yeah, I mean, we've seen Ashura and Indra fight in the filler episode, the filler arc. I mean, well, I guess Ashura and Indra's story was a filler arc, but not really because it didn't last that long. I mean, we saw how they fought in the anime, but what I saw from the trailer from Connections, it was a little bit different than what they did in the anime. but yeah, it's not too many.
Something's going on with your mic audio. It's like you were talking in the tunnel and then it goes quiet and you immediately talked again.
Oh, it's because I'm downloading something. Yeah, I'm downloading the Hinogami Chronicles because you're like, the controls don't feel the same at all, so I was like, let me re-download the game so I can, test this out again for myself.
Right. Personally, I can respect your choice of the pros and cons and stuff. I might say the same thing. The only thing that I might change are a few, though. Because, like, I just hope they don't really, end up messing around. Because the fact that two different gaming communities are bashing heads right now is kind of disappointing. Like, the whole Dragon Ball Z community are bashing it and laughing at the Naruto community. Like, you guys just get a copy and paste while we get a good game. Tenkaichi 4, yeah! The decade of all games, woohoo! And I'm over here just, like, shaking my head in disbelief. Because this is just so dumb.
Well, here's the thing. Tenkaichi 4 is also probably going to be a copy and paste. It's literally still Tenkaichi. It's just new characters. That's it. it's still going to be the same Tenkaichi controls, just new characters, probably a new story mode.
And most definitely. And there might be some DLCs too. Like you'll probably pay $10 to $15 for the Beerus arc, where he comes to Earth and all that stuff or whatnot. Hopefully they don't go the Kakarot route. Even though Kakarot's a good game for sure, but like it just depends on how they work.
It's still gonna be the same damn Tenkaichi game. There's not gonna be anything different.
Yeah,
so
but
the DBZ community clowning the Naruto community for that is very funny because they're literally just in the same situation as us. It's just that they don't realize that they're in the same situation as us. I mean, well, I'm a part of both communities, but so I'm pretty much biased. Like, I don't think one series is better. I love Naruto and DBZ equally, but I just find it funny how the DBZ community didn't realize that.
Yeah. Some communities can be toxic, some of them can be stubborn, and some of them can just be plain not smart. Like, I'm not trying to be on anyone's bad side right now, but like, people can't really do the most simplest thing that I've learned recently. It's called option stop, by the way, which is basically stop, think, observe, prevent. Like, literally. But other than that,
adapt, overcomes, and adapt and overcome me.
Nah, but like, to be honest though, like you said earlier, Ashura and Indra are filler characters, right? Even though they are kind of canon to the story, but they show up and fought in the fillers.
Well, I can't really say they're filler because, they are canon. I mean, they've already been established into the story. It's just that the fight that they had wasn't canon.
Right.
Well, the fight that they showed us wasn't canon, but I'm pretty sure the fight that they would have, that if it was shown to us, would have been very different. Because, like, I could tell they got lazy when they made Ashura's chopper mode look exactly like Naruto's, just without the ears.
Right.
And the sad part is, because they did that, they're going to use that as the official design
Mm-hmm.
for the darker mode. Plus,
Mm-hmm.
how would we even know that Asha even had a chopper mode to begin with?
True.
Like
Right.
they never told us that. All we know is that he got injured, and they never told us that injured had a Susanoo. And the fact that they did injure Susanoo be the exact same thing as Sasuke's was very disappointing.
Yeah.
The exact same color, exact same design. But then again, I could say the same thing about Sasuke's Susanoo and Madara Susanoo. But then again, Madara Susanoo has changed form on multiple occasions. It has a
Yeah.
different appearance on multiple occasions.
And your voice going down and then silent again. But, I would honestly have to say that they could have made a lot of money. Personally, this has nothing to do with the pros and cons anymore at this moment, but this is just personally from me. If they would have actually make the filler characters in the Naruto franchise playable and make up their own moveset somehow by watching them how they fight for a little bit, even though half of them don't have that good screen time. If they would have made certain filler characters playable, they would have made more money, but that would also include them working on the game more, and plus working on those characters more. Like, remember that blue crystal, no, not the blue crystal, that purple crystal Konoichi? Her name was Guren. Remember her?
Want to know something funny? That's where I'm at in Shippuden right now. I'm on that filler arc right now in Shippuden.
About Guren, the purple crystal chick or whatever?
Yeah, so basically that whole arc was about Orochimaru trying to get the three tails.
Yeah.
And, they were tasked, Gordon was tasked to, watch over this kid. I can't remember his name. Because he had this ability that allowed him to control the three tails. Yeah, Gordon, she's actually a good character. She's really, can't say really strong because she eventually got her ass beat.
But, like, again, back to, like, the statement, though. If they would have made filler characters playable, I think the game would have been extremely well fun.
Yeah, I think if they added filler characters, we would have a way bigger roster.
Most definitely. We would have a large roster. We would have more choices to what to play with and use and whatnot. But to be honest, if Gurren was playable, what moveset, despite of her combos and stuff, what moveset will she copy and paste from to make it her own? Because I'm pretty sure they're going to think of an idea on how her fight with the purple crystals and whatnot, so they might make her a square button user.
Nah, I think she's gonna be a circle. Because a lot of the jutsu that Gurren used in that filler arc was like very it was more made for close combat. Like she was making shurikens out of crystals. She was literally making blades out of crystals on her arm. She was able to make crystal clones. So yeah, I feel like she would have been like a more physical character rather than a range.
Yeah. But
And
that
she
would be
made
great.
like
That would be great.
she had like the crystal wall stuff. I
Mm-hmm.
feel I feel like that would kind of be like her tilt move, kind of like with Yagura with the water mirror.
Right.
But she would definitely be a more physical character than a ranged character. They would probably
Yeah.
make her jutsu the crystal dragon that she used.
Right. That's probably like a ultimate though, because I'm pretty sure that was pretty
No,
majestic.
I think that would be a regular her normal jutsu because She did stuff that was crazier than that Crystal Dragon in that arc.
True.
Like, she summoned an entire, like, crystal wall for, like, type thing. I can't really explain it so well because, you know, my memory is a little bit fuzzy because I haven't watched Shippuden in like 8 months.
Yeah.
Because, because of personal matters.
But regardless of that, I can assure you, you and I can both come to an agreement that if CyberConnect 2 and Bandai Namco ever decided to make another Naruto game, they might as well just go big or go home. I want them to add filler characters and make them playable. Because to me, that alone give us more characters for the roster, more choices to use to play and fight with. Maybe, depending on the character, is also depending on the arena they were fighting in, so we might have new areas to fight in too, especially.
I feel like if they were going to make a Naruto game, a new Naruto game, I would want it to be like where you can make your own character, like in Strikers, but it's like a free roam, like in GTA.
Oh dear.
You could like go anywhere. There will be some like race specific, I mean not race, like clan specific jutsu, you know.
I mean, like,
You can choose to make your character from a certain clan or whatever. And, you know, there'll be, like, certain Kekkei Genkai and stuff. But I know CyberConnect isn't gonna do that. That's too much money and that's way too complicated.
Hey, but if they are willing to do it and pull it off, I give them props. They deserve every money that's coming out of my pocket. But, like, I will admit...
Shut up and take my money.
Exactly. Like, please, Bandai, please. Listen to our prayers. Listen to our battle cry. Do it. Just do it.
Because that's what people wanted Strikers to be, and then we got what we got, which was... It was disappointing at first, but, you know, Strikers is fun when you play with friends, but when you play that by yourself, it's just terrible. When you play
it honestly is. Considering that I played that religiously when it first came out until they nerfed Planetary Devastation, I was having a blast. And then the game started dying on me. It was feeling a bit... I don't know if this is the right way to say this, even though that's all you can do in the game, but every game has a certain option. But to me, Striker was beginning to feel a bit repetitive over and over and over and over and over again. That's why I usually take a break, or I just stop playing it after a while or half a year or two.
Only thing different from what people normally did was the VR missions. That was the only thing that was different from like the, you know, the events and stuff where it's capture the flag, base battle, or whatever. Just the VR missions was the only thing that was different.
Like, to be honest, now that we're switching out from a different game to a different game, I'm just gonna say this here. Shinobi Strikers could have been a 100% good game, even though it is to some people, alright? But hear me out. It should have been a good game if, alright, a big if, we get to select what game mode we want to fight in, whether it's base battle, capture the flag, or just combat, instead of it being randomized, because I hate that so much. If they would have given us that option, the game would have been at least very enjoyable.
Well, I would say Strikers is a good game. It's not a great game, but for what we have so far, I'd say it's good. It definitely could be better. But that's only if, you know, CyberConnect didn't make Shinobi Strikers. It was another team. The team that made Strikers was called like Solio Games, I
Yeah,
think.
I think so too. I just personally wish the whole like thing was not randomized, you know? That's just me, that's my hot take of that game personally. If we were to manually select which game mode we want to play, instead of it being randomized, I would have been on that game constantly non-stop.
Yeah,
And that's coming
that
from
would
me.
have been that would have been better than randomized because there's another problem with Strikers is the modders that are running around. Oh, excuse me. Is the modders that are running around.
Right.
Yes, they implemented a report system, but the report system isn't that great, and there's also no confirmation if they actually did the thing, like, looked into it or not. Like, all it is like, oh, you're, like, whenever you make a report, it's just like, oh, your report has been submitted, we will look into the issue. Like, there's no confirmation that they actually did anything about it.
Right. It's just in general, like people who have to hack or lag switch or lag the game so hard to the point where the button delays are just insane to handle. I just really hate that. And those people who does that deserve to be burned. But that's just me. I'm not trying to wish for anyone's harm. I'm just saying in general, people who have an easy game, they need to just get off of it and touch some grass. But that's just, again, from my point of view. But
Like,
like, I honestly believe that they should do better instead of just implying a report button and whether or not they handled the situation.
I mean, yeah, the game definitely could have been a lot better. Like, a lot better. Way better.
Yeah, I will agree. But there's another thing that you probably was gonna think about next or whatnot, but hear me out with this one. If Shinobi Striker would have been so great of a game with more option of character customization and the color palette. We are so limited that I wanted to be an Uchiha. I want red eyes and there's no red at all whatsoever.
No, there is red. It's just not the exact shade of red that you want.
Exactly. That's where I'm trying to get at. They need if they're ever making a Shinobi Striker 2 with better controls for modders so they can F off, more color palette of choices, better options for customization, and the roles of DLC characters that should make sense. Because certain characters in certain roles do not match whatsoever.
Yeah, like Shikamaru as a healer didn't make any sense. It would have made more sense if he was a defense type.
Almost definitely.
Or Onoki as a healer. That also made no sense.
He would have been perfect as a
Tsunade.
defense type as well.
Tsunade makes
should have
sense
been
as a healer.
attack.
No, Tsunade makes sense as a healer because that's her whole thing.
That's her whole gimmick, yeah. But she also has monstrous strike as an attack type, so.
Yeah, but so does Sakura, and Sakura is a healer as well.
Yeah, true. I like the way they improvise certain jutsus where it basically stops opponent from substitution, it stops opponents, anything really, like lowers their speed, lower their defense, seal their ninjutsus away, and stuff like that. With those different type of jutsu that does that, I like that. It's just the fact that, things are weird and different. And Joe-chan, what you talking about, GX? We're not even on GX, bruh. But, Like, honestly, you traded my bed for a car, Jaden. This boy trying to make us go off topic. But anyway, you know, Cyber Connection 2 is working on Storm Connection, right?
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't have it say 2023 if they weren't working on it.
Yeah, true, you ain't wrong. Now, I just really hope that everything they're presenting is going to be flawless, because if I waste $60 for Storm Connection and I'm unsatisfied, I'm going back to the store where I bought the game and get my money back. Cause at first I didn't like it. It felt like a copy and paste when I shouldn't even be mad about that, because the entire Storm franchise itself is nothing but copy and paste, but just added with new scenery, new characters, and new chapters upon the anime series and whatsoever. But if we are indeed going down this route, I just really hope they're not too lazy with it. Who knows? They might bring back wall running like they did in the other games. They might bring back Jutsu Clash, where you have to press certain buttons in order to freaking win the Jutsu Clash or something. If they bring that back, I don't know how this game is going to turn out.
I do not see them bringing back wall running or Jutsu Clash. Because, I mean, actually, no, I can see wall running, but not Jutsu Clash.
Right.
Because the problem with Jutsu Clash is that the Storm games have been notoriously known for not having a damn rollback code. Having damn online rollback at all. So everything lags. And if they were to put Jutsu Clash into that laggy ass game system that they currently have, they would have way more complaints than praises.
Yeah, I can see from your point of view with that. That would be very terrible. But like, since the DLC they're going to be added and whatnot, right? Like, I can tell you that I should be expecting a lot, but I really shouldn't, because it's Cyber Connect 2 and it's basically going to be all over again with the whole happiness, yeah, and then the expectation, aww. So, with that, I just hope the characters they are going to be adding as DLC are worth it. Because if the characters they're going to be adding as DLC, and I have to pay $5 to $6 for those characters to be in the game, even though they should have been inside the base game, I'm going to be frustrated. But, like, that's just me, and I already made an endless, and I've been in this endless for hours, and no one joined except for this one person, so that's cool.
Crazy. Okay, I'll join in a second.
And it's a public one too, so randoms can join in, and it's been open for so long, no one joined at all. That's when you know this game is half dead and half alive, because it's slowly coming back.
I'll join in a second.
Oh good. But like, I will admit, I do like the arenas and whatnot. I'm glad they fixed certain things, especially the lookout tower. I hate this map, but also love it when it was out back in the Generation era. All you had to use was pain, use Almighty Push, and your opponent takes massive damage while hitting the Almighty Push and the wall at the same time. People were abusing the maps for damage, and it was wild. Generation was wild for testing those type of things that they never fixed until now. This guy is probably suggested Wangara.
So I played a match. I mean, not an online match, but like a match against a computer in Hinokami Chronicles. And I can see why people would say that the game controls are different. But I still feel like the game controls are Storm controls. It's just that they removed some things that you would do in Storm that in this compared to like this game. Like you can't charge in this game like you can in Storm. But the combo system still works the same as Storm's does. Dashing is different because in this game you only have to press one button to dash instead of two. And you know, awakening in this game is different because all you gotta do is tap a button instead of having to hold the button down. So I can see why people would say it's different, but it's still it's still the same controls as Storm, just with the guts removed, and it's just the bones, like the bare bones.
Right.
Because, like, yeah, I can see why people say it's different, but the controls still feel like Storm's controls, just with less input actions.
Yeah, true.
I mean, you still build up like a meter, but in like the Storm series, for you to get your awakening, your health has to be at a certain point.
Right.
But in this game, for you to get your awakening, you have to take a certain amount of damage. And to use ults in this game, you have to do a certain amount of damage, or you have to have a certain amount of meters. In Storm, you can charge up and use your ultimate as many times as you want. So it's basically Storm, but they changed a few things. Like they made it a little bit more complicated. Well, they made it a little bit more complicated and less complicated at the same time.
It was both even and uneven, so yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But, you know, it still feels like a Storm game because the square combos in this game work the same way as the circle combos in Storm. It's just that, you know, you don't get an air combo. Well, actually, no, you do get an air combo, but, you know, it's not like the same as how it would be in Storm.
Right.
But the combo system's working, like, the regular, like, square combo system is exactly the same as Storm's.
Right.
Except, in Storm's case, it's circle is the combo system, and square is, like, the projectiles. I don't remember if there's actually any projectiles in this game. So that's why they made the square button the combo button, and that's the reason why circle is the dash button. So they basically, like, since there's not really anybody using projectiles in Demon Slayer, we're gonna make circle the dash button instead of the combo button. So I see why people say it's different, but it still feels like a Storm game to me.
Right. Now, honestly, let's get back onto this because if Storm Connection are going to be adding characters as DLC every monthly or whatever, depending if it's like a character pass, what are you hoping for they add? I want your opinion and thoughts on that.
On what?
Storm Connection.
I'm sorry, I kind of zoned out a little bit. What was the...
Basically, I'm asking you, if they were going to be adding characters as DLC in Storm Connection, who would you want added as a DLC? Or hopefully it's not in base game, but yeah, that's just...
Well, there's one character that I can say specifically that showed up in the Road to Boruto stuff in Storm 4, and that's Shikadai. Because, you know, they pretty much already gave him a full-on moveset.
Right.
But, there's a lot of characters I want to see in the Storm series, like Boruto's classmates. Like, more than just Sarada and Mitsuki. I want to see Chocho, I want to see Shikadai, I want to see Inojin, I want to see Kawaki, Himawari, you know, Boruto's classmates.
Right.
You know, Code, Delta, you know, basically any of the characters. Kashin Koji.
I mean, I feel like he should be in base game instead of a DLC, to be honest, since they're adding the Boruto cast. But we won't know until the game's out, so. But my ideals still stand. If they were adding filler characters, that would be amazing.
But yeah, filler characters would be cool too, like Sora from Shippuden's first filler arc. You know,
oh yeah, he also had Kurama too, didn't he?
He was a pseudo Jinchuriki. He didn't have Kurama, he just had his chakra.
Yeah, I'm not saying like Kurama in general, I'm just saying the chakra as well, but...
Yeah, he was a pseudo Jinchuriki. It's just stupid how they made him how they did. They're like, oh, the Ninetales, when he attacked the village, there was some residual chakra left over. Like, how the fuck did that even happen?
To me it didn't make sense because, you know, Minato sealed the other half within him and gave the other half to... No,
yeah, he literally sealed all the chakra. He split his chakra into halves and then sealed one half inside Naruto, the other half inside him. So where the hell is this residual chakra coming from? Because if I remember correctly, in the Naruto universe, when you use a jutsu, that shit does not leave residual chakra lying around. That shit dissipates as soon as, you know, the attack lands or whatever.
Right.
Okay, this is... So, some random person just followed me on reality because I accidentally entered the stream. I was trying to clear my reality notifications and somehow ended up in whatever, that's not important. But yeah, where did that residual chakra come from? I can understand Kinkaku and Ginkaku. The reason why they became pseudo Jinchurikis makes sense. They literally ate Kurama's flesh.
I thought it was Kurama swallowed them and then they...
No, like, Kurama did swallow them, but they, when they were inside of him, they literally started eating his stomach.
Right.
Which is why Kurama spit them out, because he was like, ow, that shit hurt, get out.
Yeah. That random left. But, like, honestly though, I honestly believe that they should be adding a lot more than they can possibly maybe offer. You know who I want to see at, this is a shame. I haven't caught up with the Naruto anime and manga in a long time, and I already forgot the other Itsuki's name, the one with the fishing rod. What was his name? Ishiki, right?
No. I think it was like Kinshiki.
I want him to be playable, for sure. Cause his fighting style and everything looks very interesting. Especially if he hooks you. Like, imagine the tilt, and he hooks you, and it connects. He basically took away half your chakra or something. That would be interesting.
Oh wait, no, his name wasn't Kinshiki. Kinshiki was Momoshiki's attendant.
Yeah.
But there's just so many damn Otsutsukis that have similar names. It's so confusing. We got Momoshiki, Kinshiki, fucking Ishiki, and the other dude you're talking about. What's his name? Urashiki. That's his name. Urashiki.
I would love to see Urashiki playable in Storm Connection. If he's a paid DLC, I'm gonna be mad but also happy because he could have just been in the base game, to be honest. But that's just how I personally see it. But that's just me. But it just depends how they play this out. Whether or not certain characters we want in the game will be DLC or they will be added in the base game. But we won't know when it's gonna be released. We don't know how it's gonna happen. We don't know when it's gonna happen. All I know, if they ever decide of releasing Storm Connection earlier this year, like maybe around August or September, I would honestly say let's boycott it a little bit more so they can work on it. But that's just me. Because I want the game to be honestly flawless, and as Jotron earlier was laughing at me for making that statement, I'm living in a different world because everything's not going to be flawless. But, I just really want the best for the game since I love the game so much.
Yeah. I did not mean to do that. What? Fireball exploded in my face.
That's wild. Oh.
That shit is funny. But damn, it's hard to talk, like concentrate on the podcast and concentrate on this game at the same time.
It's really easy. But
for me, I have to like really focus because I'm playing against you, so I have to focus.
Yeah, I know. I'm very I'm very aggressive from what people tell me, so it's understandable that you have to like focus and then
get his ass, get his ass. At least I made you waste your subs. Boom. Get him, Kakashi. Oh, that's bullshit.
I don't know how I'm winning, but at the same time, I'm happy about it. Ooh.
Yes. Yes. The little split second that you can hit somebody when the Susanoo arm goes up. I can already tell I'm about to lose. I got a dot of health.
But
even
like,
if I block, chip damage is still gonna beat my ass.
Wait, what? The back hit you and you still live. That's funny.
Yeah, it was like a 1 second stun.
I'm sneezing a lot. Hopefully no one's talking smack. But regardless of that, pretty much after a couple more of these games, we're gonna end the podcast. For those of you who are going to be watching this soon, and for those of you who were here and coming back later, give us your personal thoughts. Whether this might not be your per-take type of game or whatnot, we just want to hear your opinion and everything too. What would you think will happen? And how do you think things will roll out? And this is my first attempt with these type of podcasting. I have never done one in a long time, so hopefully y'all enjoy it. And with that being said, this has been the DracoHeart's podcast Ninja topic. Hopefully y'all enjoy this. Hopefully y'all want some more of this. Just let me know in the comments. Other than that, thank you for tuning in. And for that, I bid you all a lovely, wonderful farewell right after this game. Oh, next time on. Yeah. Oh, what the? I did not see Kakashi.
I faked you out.
I did not see Kakashi. That was good. That was good. I'll give you that.
To be honest, Kakashi was supposed to be the distraction, but it worked in the.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that. That really impressed me. Good job. All right, y'all. This has been Dragon King Soryu, aka Soul or DK for short, and my lovely brother from another mother, and my co-host of today's podcast, Rainy. We will catch you lovely folks later. You want to say anything, Rainy?
Yeah. Don't do drugs. Eat your vegetables. Drink milk. And, don't be a bitch.
And most importantly, the most iconic meme thing that's going around right now. Stay away from them Hello Kitty girls.
Beware of the Hello Kitty girls.
Bye-bye.